I can't really believe it. 6 years of the Dynamic Women podcast. I'm going to go over some powerful lessons I've learned over the past 6 years, along with what's coming up. So, you're going to want to hear this episode of the Dynamic Women podcast. And I can't believe I've been saying that for 6 years. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I hope that you will take inspiration from this, some tips, maybe some tricks, and just my honest look at where we've been, right? This is like over what, 300 episodes or something. Countless incredible women that I've been able to interview in solo episodes or panels, powerful conversations, sometimes vulnerable stories from me, from them, and really hard earned leadership wisdom because I don't always just share things that I've been educated on or things from my clients, but things from me as well because life is really the school of hard knocks. And a lot of the stuff I share in here is more personal. So when I launched the Dynamic Women podcast over 6 years ago, I didn't imagine that how much it would grow, how much impact it would have, and even just the fact that I'd still be here doing this today. So it started off because a podcast was a really good idea. I had a friend, Michelle, who was in the podcasting world, and I already knew with the Dynamic Women Secret Series books. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the three behind me. We have Success Secrets, Confidence Secrets, Trailblazer Secrets, and coming out on the June 11th launch party is Leadership Secrets. And I did the collaborative books to be able to give women a platform to get their words out there. And the same thing is happening with the Dynamic Women podcast, the purpose being to amplify women's voices. And so if you are a man listening and you think this is a great show and you want to be on it and you feel like you have a great message or education content stories to teach all of my listeners, you probably do. However, my mission, my purpose is to give a stage for women. Not because men suck, not because men don't have the great things to say. Men are amazing and men do have great things and we can learn a lot. But what I found in being a speaker, what I found in attending summits, conventions, is that when you look at the roster of speakers, they are more often than not male. Or if there are women, there is a discrepancy between the fair ratio between the two of them. Very rarely, unless it's a women's only kind of conference, very rarely do you see more women than men. Even ridiculously, there was a program, an event, whatever it was, that was like how to be something around, and this is not the right name, but the title was something around how to be a better woman. And it was all male speakers. And I thought, you gotta be kidding me. So I've committed myself to promoting women, to giving them the microphone, to asking them the powerful questions, because majority of my women are listeners, and I want to give you the opportunity to hear from someone like you, to hear from someone who's maybe just a few steps ahead of you. And so that's why I have and will continue to give women voices. Now, I have been thinking about doing a series of male guests because I have a long list of amazing, amazing guys who I would love to have you learn from. And that can come in the future. But I want this to really be a great resource for you for leadership, for living authentically, for success, for business success, for some tips sometimes on delegation, because I do have a business for the past few years called Virtual Assistant Made Easy, right? So I want you to be able to learn from this, as well as life balance, being able to choose satisfaction over success, or at least have both, right? So I want to take this opportunity to thank all of my guests that you know who you are. There's too many to be listed right now, but you can scroll back through all the podcast episodes or all the YouTube videos and you can see all of the guests. And I want to thank you, my listeners. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I have been hearing the odd time from people like, hey, I listen, I just never comment. Hey, I listen, I never reach out. Hey, I listen, I never told you. If you are listening right now and you've never told me that you listen to the podcast, would you just shoot me a little note, Diane at DianeRolston.com, and let me know? Let me know what you get out of this. Let me know how long you've been listening for. Let me know some topics you wish I would cover or some of your favorite episodes. That would mean so much to me because sometimes I think I just talk to myself, even though I'm imagining a high achieving woman, a busy woman on the other side listening to this. I also want to thank my virtual assistant team who continue to publish this podcast and put it out in my newsletter and on all social every single week. I want to thank Michelle, who originally with Amplify You helped me to get this into a reality, to launch the podcast, teach me all the things that I needed to know, and sometimes just do things for me because I really didn't know. Um, and I just want to thank all the things that kept me going throughout the years to be able to make it this far. So let's dive in. Six powerful lessons. Six powerful lessons. I'm going to share some personal reflections, maybe some coaching insights, and just some other cool stories. I'm going to go through them a little bit quickly. I don't want to kind of bog us down in the details because I think the list is the most important piece here. So, six powerful lessons. Here we go. Lesson number one, showing up beats perfection. Showing up beats perfection. So, I've had some episodes that I'm not fully proud of, but I ran out of time, or I was traveling, or I was sick, or I was stressed, or I did it, I recorded it, and I was like, that's not my best work, but I just don't have anything else in me to give, right? And so putting them out every single week was my commitment. And sometimes I batched them so they were done in advance, especially when I was going on trips. But for me, the important thing is I wanted you, the listener, to be able to trust me and trust that I would be consistent and I would put out an episode every single week. Even when my dad was in palliative care and soon to die, we pulled videos of me from other places just to be able to have an episode. And so while we honored the space that I was at and I didn't record a new one, a fresh episode, we did pull from videos that when I went live on Facebook where, I those times when I went live, but we didn't do anything with it outside of that. So showing up beats perfection. If you're ever thinking that, oh, I just don't have all my ducks in a row yet, just go for it. You're going to learn on the way. And Michelle of Amplify You said to me, if your first episodes are really good, then you waited too long to start. And while my episodes in the beginning weren't that great, I do believe that I waited too long to start anyway. Okay, number two, women need space to share their wins unapologetically. And so many times either reach out to guests or they reach out to me, and then if we get along the lines of if they reach out to me and then I say, like, what successes have you had? I want you to share them and how you reach them. And they say, I don't know. I'm not sure if I have I don't know. I'm sure if I should share them. Or if it's people I reached out to and I said, hey, will you be on the show? They say, I don't know if I have anything really important to share. And it's so funny because I'll get on and I'll ask them questions, and my goodness, they end up blowing me away. And it might be either in their stories of overcoming challenges, or their stories of success, or their learnings, or the things that they've come up with. So they educate me on something. And I trust that a lot of them have blown you away as well. So I'm curious, who have been some of your favorite guests? Let me know. Lesson three, humor. Humor is a powerful tool. And why does that come into podcasting? Well, the thing is that in humor, you get to sometimes be a bit more direct. And this is in life as well. You can use humor to be a little bit more direct with people, and you get away with it. Not getting away with it like you want to be sneaky, but get away with it where you can have a powerful impact by being honest with someone. And I do this in coaching as well. You can be honest with someone without hurting their feelings because you brought in some humor to it, right? You lightened it up a little bit. And so in when I did stand-up comedy, boy, was that like a moment of fear and terror of can I remember my whole set and the order and the right words so that the punchline lands and every single joke so that when I do the callbacks, it makes sense because the audience knows what I'm saying. But in doing stand-up comedy, I realized that the best jokes are the ones that my audience can relate to. Helps me to pick the stories, pick the things to cover in these episodes that will help us to connect to each other, that will be real, and really being able to handle anything, right? And so if we can laugh it off, it really helps. So humor is a powerful tool. Number 4, high achieving women often suffer in silence. Oh, yeah, we do. We do. Do you agree? So where that kind of shows up and the stories that I hear, these like high, low, high stories of those low moments, and including my story, and you can go back to episodes and hear my stories around where I faced burnout and a complete lack of happiness and joy, self-abandonment, not enoughness. And these things keep coming up and coming up over and over again, not only in my journey, because new level, new devil, right? You have these same issues even if you've had new levels of success. And I'm sure you felt some of these along the way, and my guests have as well. And that comes out in their triumph stories. But we're all on a mission to move away, right? To move away from these things that happen to us, the self abandonment, the burnout, the not feeling like we're enough, the lack of satisfaction, joy, the not feeling like yourself. And we want to move to that place of happiness and joy and fulfillment and knowing that we're enough and knowing that we are not too much, even though people might say it, and giving space for ourselves. And I just want to say, this is like the fine print. Even though on social, and I just was at a retreat this weekend and someone said, like, you're always doing things, you're always so busy. But the truth is, I just have a lot online. And so I don't want you to, in some way, model after me because I'm not everywhere doing everything all the time. That is a big shift that I had to make, and I have to keep myself in check. Like last week, way too busy. This week, I'm trying to be less busy. Lesson number 5, delegation isn't optional. It isn't optional. It's the smart way to do it. I didn't start this podcast on my own. The issue was I was sitting on it. I sat on it for a year before Michelle said, let's do this. Come on. And pushed me, really gave me, it's like she put me on her, like a little cart behind her car and like pulled me along. And I needed that. So it's not that I delegated to her in this kind of straightforward way. I hired her to do this for me and to lead me along, where a lot of times in delegation, you're the one leading the person. But it was important to get this going through that and then to be able to delegate to a Canadian assistant and now to my virtual assistants from the Philippines. That's how like things have grown for me. There is no way that I could keep up this show every single week for the past 6 years if I couldn't delegate it to someone else. While I may have been able to push through and do all the pieces, I know it would have worn me down. And when I look at all the things that are in my life, it probably would have been something that was cut. And so that's why I'm so appreciative that I'm able to delegate, and it is the smart thing to do. So if you're thinking of like, oh, I can't be consistent in that, maybe you need to delegate it. Is it your newsletter? Is it your social media? Is it sending cards to family and friends? Like delegate, 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 delegate. And the last one, maybe your mission will end up being bigger than you think. Yeah, I'll just start this podcast. And then we did the book series, and now my mission, like I'm literally going on a mission trip. So not only has my calling expanded, your calling will expand and has probably expanded many times over. The podcast for me has helped to reveal that and has actually opened many doors. Like this week, I will be attending the Web Summit. Massive 15,000 people, international speakers, taking up the conference convention centers at in Vancouver here. It's major. And they reached out to me because of the Dynamic Women podcast. They reached out to me to bring me in as media to be able to cover this event, to be able to interview some of the amazing, again, female speakers. That's who I'm focused on. And so you're going to see definitely one we've got lined up. I'm hoping for some more interviews with some of these really talented corporate women or women who are running their own businesses. So anyway, I won't give too much away on that. I'll just let you tune into future episodes. And so what's next? Where do we go from here? Well, maybe I take the show on the road and I do a little podcast tour. And when I'm in different places, I interview different people. I'm also thinking about doing more on leadership. And because we have the Leadership Secrets book coming out in 2025, June 11, so that's not too far from now, where you can register. I'll make sure the link is in the notes. You can register and you can attend for free. My gift to you to be able to come and hear amazing authors on leadership, women in business, women in corporate, and going to hear their secrets, going to hear their debunking myths. And I encourage you to grab a copy of the book. So, listener, let me know, who do you want me to interview? What type of messages do you want me to share? What kind of episodes do you hope that I record? And let me know what's some of your favorite episodes? Who knows? Who knows? But no matter what, you're going to get consistent episodes every single week, both on the podcast, YouTube, and then in the blog. You're going to get panels of incredible women. You're going to get solo deep dives where I interview women, and you're going to get some more humor. I promise you that. So until next time, everyone, make sure you share with a friend, hit subscribe, write a review, and until next time, stay dynamic. Bye.